to another episode of Diva Court. I'm your host, Marsha Mignot, and we are live with my co-diva.
It's me, y'all. We here, y'all.
Can you believe it's her? Doesn't she look beautiful tonight? Wonderful. My co-diva is up another level. We are here for you again live. Before you go to bed, don't turn the phone off. I know you're supposed to turn the phone off, and the doctor said don't watch the phone before you go to bed.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say. They say you're supposed to stop your screen time an hour before bedtime.
I sleep with the TV on.
Look here, and the phone in your hand. So listeners, against your doctor's orders, it's time to tune in to Live Diva Court. Find us every week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Don't forget to check out our videos every Wednesday when we push them out for you so you can see the many colors. Today we're doing money green. Yes.
Wait a
We didn't get that money. We should drink to that one.
Oh, yeah. Money green. Yes.
Point.
Live.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listeners, we started the show with a cheers.
I need some paper towel.
Now, this diva just planning on just wetting up the whole place. Just making a mess.
I definitely need some paper.
I don't understand what is going on with this diva over here tonight. But maybe it's too late. Maybe she was in the bottle before we started the show.
Hey, now.
That's
Don't bear
the problem.
false witness. That's against the Bible.
No, facts in evidence.
Facts, not in evidence.
All right, listeners, the Rust movie armorer was found guilty. I was disappointed.
You gotta put that Mel Gibson. No, Alec
Mel
Baldwin.
Gibson?
They look the same.
No, Alec Baldwin.
They look the same though, don't they? A little bit.
Not to me.
Just a smidgen.
Mel Gibson is so smaller.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alec Baldwin is a whole lot more built, thick.
Okay.
But I was disappointed in the Rust movie armorer's conviction because I felt as if the evidence had a whole lot of reasonable doubt. Listeners, what am I talking about? I watched the trial, and here's where the reasonable doubt lies. The movie set got delivered bullets, which were supposed to be blanks. When they got delivered, there was an employee for the company that delivered the bullets, and she was present. What I didn't realize in the media, blinks, was that the woman was also the supervisor for the armorer who was charged. And the state gave her immunity to testify against the armorer.
So they charged her?
No, they did not charge her.
So how do you get immunity?
That's what the defense counsel argued. Why would she need immunity if the state didn't think she did something wrong?
Right.
Here's the clinch. She threw out bullets.
Is that what she said?
Yes, she testified.
So she tampered with the evidence.
She tampered with the evidence.
So wouldn't that make her guilty?
That's my point. So why would you charge this
going
young
up for
lady and not charge her? And he testified too, meaning the producer of the bullets, not the producer of the movie, the person who supplied the bullets. He testified too and said, "Oh, they were trying to blame me for it." No, you're trying to cover your civil liability and your criminal liability because you knew you probably made a mistake and sent a live bullet to the set.
Did the bullets come from that batch?
That's what the state never proved. Nobody knows where the bullet came from. That's why I had a problem with convicting her. And the jurors got it wrong. Wrong. And the reason they got it wrong, because think about it. If the bullet came from that pack, because you could trace that stuff.
Right.
Why did you not try to find out how it got to the set? And did it come through the supply?
So did the defense do that?
No, the defense doesn't have a burden.
I understand that, but when the state...
Oh, I'm sorry. You're the defense. Could you go out and investigate this scene, please?
But it's like, all right, if they said that your client shot someone, but you see the bullet is going in a different direction, right? You get your own expert to counter that information.
They had an expert. And that's what I'm saying.
Did
I don't
the
know what the
expert
jurors...
testify that those bullets belong to that?
Well, the expert couldn't do that because he wasn't part of the investigation. And remember, the state begins the investigation at the set.
Okay.
And one of the testimony was somebody testified that the officer came in and just grabbed a gun. No gloves. So it was a messy crime scene. That's why I could not convict her even though I understand the concept for the people who thinks that she should be held liable or guilty, because this is criminal, not civil, is the fact that she's responsible as the armorer to make sure the firearm is safe.
Blank bullets and regular bullets look the same?
They look very similar to me.
They look similar to the person, the untrained eye.
Okay.
They look very similar. So if you have no idea what you're doing and you're just an actor, you don't know the difference.
Okay.
In fact, they testified that it was hard to tell for the general public. But the defense counsel was like, well, how do we know what happened? Because she threw away the other ones. So because one of the people participating, and she was handling the gun that day, everybody was handling that weapon. It was too many people
Even
handling
the police
that weapon.
was handling the
Yeah,
weapon.
even the police handled the weapon after he showed up. So
It just sounds like she has...
I can
an
understand
appeal.
her being responsible, liably, civilly, civil liability. Yes, you got that all day. Cut the check. But criminal? Whoa, beyond a reasonable doubt? With all these people testifying that, yeah, I threw out the bullets. Why did you throw them out? And not only that, she's throwing out bullets that you are paying for. So you either buy them or you rent them.
So you should be charged with larceny.
No, theft by taking.
Okay.
You took them and you destroyed them.
Destroyed
Theft
evidence.
by conversion. You destroyed them. You
Yeah.
made them your own.
Yeah.
Then
And,
you dumped them.
Tampering
Evidence
with
tampering.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of
Tampering
charges.
with a witness because they had a
And giving
conversation.
her immunity is where I think the state knew she's liable. She's guilty. If this
So
girl is
why
guilty,
did
she's guilty.
Is it because they felt like they could win
I think
a
they
case off of
probably
them?
thought it'd be easier to win against the armorer.
But
Just
see,
because her job is to handle the
But see,
firearms.
that's the problem. This is why I don't trust prosecutors, because it's like, it's not about a win. It's about justice.
It is about
It's
winning.
about justice. It's about, like, if this person put the wrong bullets in the gun, and let's just say she looked at him and she looked at him incorrectly. She looked at him
No, but if somebody else brought live rounds to the set and she doesn't expect, like they're saying that live rounds have never been on a set. This is the first time in the history of the movie business that a live round made it to the set and harmed somebody.
Wow.
This is it. She's the textbook kid. And you're not questioning how it got there.
Right.
You're just saying she was responsible for the weapons. Yeah, but she was responsible for blanks. She wasn't responsible for live rounds.
Right. Who
That's
is this
what
jury?
The jurors are out. And then the question from the jurors before they found her guilty was, can you explain that if there's an intervening cause, right? Can you explain if there's an intervening cause, if that changes the law? So it seems as if that somebody was back there saying, no, something intervened, and to stop her from doing her job. And the things that intervened was, Alec Baldwin was one of them, saying, come on, let's do it. Let's get this scene again. There was a video that they showed of him after they did a shot and they were trying to recreate something really quickly, and that she's responsible. The prosecutor argued she should have told Alec Baldwin no. And where would she work? In what industry next? Do you think you
why
could
would
take...
she tell her no if you still got more blanks?
And all I'm shooting, and nobody got killed.
But you're saying
You should tell him no after we did a shooting scene and nobody got killed.
Right, and
Let's
nobody
not do it
injured.
again.
Right, that doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make
and
sense.
She should tell him no.
No, we're not going to rush this scene. I'm going to check the weapons. It doesn't matter how many times I check the weapons. If I have a live round, somebody's going to get shot. It's Russian roulette. So I'm not going to prevent the shooting.
So the first bullet did not shoot.
No, because they weren't all blank. They were mostly blanks, except for the one live round. So that's the problem.
Crazy.
And they took her into custody, and I didn't like that. I thought the judge, she had been out on bond all this time. She had shown up for court all this time, and she could have been released to allow her.
That's why I don't like prosecutors.
That one was the judge, because I was like, no, you know why I'm taking you into custody? Because you were already found guilty. And I'm like, come on now. You let people go home and get their
But
stuff.
the investigation was a
shoddy.
Shoddy job.
At best. At best. Shoddy.
The prosecutor choosing to prosecute
Selective
someone,
prosecution.
It's not like when you say you should have told them no. It's not like I am aware that there are bullets.
I'm not aware.
It's not that there are bullets on the set. It's not even that.
I didn't know that. And I'm managing. I have a duty for blanks.
Blanks.
I don't have a duty.
I don't even know if she's even certified for live rounds.
Probably.
It's like, I'm not even certified a live
I'm a blanks
round.
expert. I've never shot a live round in my whole life.
That's
Yeah, so they
crazy.
took her into custody. She's now sitting waiting on sentencing. I thought that was sad. I thought it was very
She got
sad.
an appeals case.
She's going to appeal.
This is why. This is another reason why prosecutors can get away with, because they shouldn't have. Do they have absolute immunity?
Who? Prosecutors?
Yeah.
They do.
Ab-
Well, take it back. Not absolute immunity. They have immunity.
But it's greater than qualified.
But here's the thing. You remember the Ahmaud Arbery prosecutor who decided she was going to help cover up evidence in Ahmaud Arbery's case and she wasn't going to prosecute Ahmaud Arbery's murderers? Well, she got arrested
Oh,
and charged. Remember her?
okay.
Her story has gone low, and I wonder why.
'Cause
I
they
hope
let
she's
her
not
off?
getting a plea deal.
She got a plea
Yeah. I noticed no media is covering her case. And hopefully
We need to look into that.
we do.
Stay tuned for next week. when
Diva
we
Court.
figure out
What happened?
to the prosecutor.
Who was arrested for not doing her job?
Did she get convicted?
Mm.
Did she accept the plea? On our next episode of
Diva Court.
Diva Court.
Keep you up to date on court proceedings.
Yeah, we gotta
we got to follow up on that. That's important because I thought to myself, they mighty quiet on that, but she got arrested. So that means they don't have unbridled.
Speaking of prosecutors that are just doing whatever, did they ever decide what was going on with Fonnie?
No, the judge is still taking it under advisement.
How long does he got?
Get it? Taking it under.
You better be quiet. You know you might run up on that judge.
No. I do see him, and I don't know if he watches Diva Court, but I love you, Judge. How you doing?
How long does he have?
He can take as long as he wants.
Okay. So what if he never responds? Is the
No,
case-
no. You can't do that.
No, I'm just saying,
After
like,
90 days, okay, let's put it this way.
Yeah.
The law in the state of Georgia allows after 90 days, if a court does not rule on a particular motion, a litigant, a party, can file a writ of mandamus. A writ of mandamus, listeners, is a document that says, do your job. You were elected to do this job, and you need to do your job.
Okay.
So because the lawmakers and the legislators know that sometimes courts are busy and it might take some time for them to get an order out,
Mm-hmm.
they at least give them 90 days before you are allowed to
So
file.
this whole case is on pause.
At least until we decide who the prosecutor is going to be. I think Fonnie could have done a better job. What I mean by that is, I know we digress from the Russ movie situation, but
Yeah.
I think first of all, she should not have selected someone she knew she had a relationship
She
with.
sound like me.
Second of
like,
all,
2 weeks ago when we talked
I
about
would
it. Go
not.
ahead.
I would not have.
Slept with him.
No. I would not have.
Broken up a happy home.
No. I would not have let him.
Let him pay for all your
stay
stuff.
on the case
Let him pay for your stuff.
before you.
Now you know I had to
Look-
went through like
look,
three things.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you got more options. Let me hurry up and say it quick. I would not have allowed him to stay on the case. Once the controversy came up, I would have said, okay, I'm gonna look for somebody else. I'm looking for somebody else. That's it. Just like how a judge
How
can.
far were they in the case before it came up?
It doesn't even matter.
No,
You
I'm just
understand what I'm
asking,
saying?
Like, how far were they in?
They
the
have
case?
not they don't even have a trial date yet. And the judge severed everybody. So he's probably not even going to be the first person to go out. Remember, there were 18 or 19 of them? 4 already pled or 5 pled, something like that. The pleas were flying up like crazy.
So he's the one who's going to go against Trump. Is he
Yeah, he's the prosecutor that was supposed to prosecute Trump.
But
Yeah.
there are other prosecutors for the other ones.
Yeah, remember, your DA's office is not limited.
No,
like,
I understand.
like
that, but
if you
he's
have
not-
20
he's not
DAs,
prosecuting all of those 18 at different times.
he could. He
Oh,
could
okay.
because remember, Judge McAfee severed all of them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
He could be the exact same prosecutor
all
and
of
try y'all all because what
One at a
severance
time.
means, we're not going together.
No. It's not that I didn't understand that severance. I was wondering, is he just on the Trump one, or is he on all the?
We don't
individual
know.
ones,
Probably depending on how well he did on this one. If they went out first on Trump,
Mhm.
that would determine, oh, you did such a great job. We're going to have him do them all. You understand what I'm saying? It's possible that she's sectioned it off and
Why
say,
she just didn't do it?
most district attorneys don't try their
Howard
own
did.
cases. No, he didn't.
Then he go out there and try to try.
He
a case?
just shows up in the courtroom to try to prejudice the jurors. But he is smart enough to stay out of the courtroom.
Okay. There's never been a DA that goes to trial.
Oh yeah, Tracy in Clayton County tried her own case. Yeah,
she win?
Tracy. No, she lost because she tried Victor Hill. you
know
can't
what? That's-
you can't try Victor Hill
Right.
not in Clayton County
You
because
can
that
take it to
man
the federal.
had like 80 counts
That's another
and went
thing.
home not guilty on all of them.
And then-
The taxpayers love
Listen,
him. The
and
voters love him.
that's another thing. Did whatever happened on Victor Hill's appeal?
It's still on appeal. Appeals don't come down that quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, stay tuned to understand.
that's right. We're gonna follow up on that appeal too.
We will definitely follow up on the appeal.
But Russ,
have you
movie,
talked to him?
the man is in federal prison serving his time. What did I do? Make a jail visit? No, I did
You
not,
probably
listeners.
need to. You probably
I
get him-
did
you
not.
probably get him
What
up
am
out
I
there
going to go
quick.
in there and say? You hired the wrong lawyer?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I got news for you. You hired the wrong lawyer. That's why you're here. Good night.
You want me to review this case? That's what you should do.
No, thank you.
Okay.
They are actually kind of quiet on the Jackie
Ahmaud
Johnson
Arbery?
case. Yeah, Jackie
Yeah.
Johnson. The last update was the November 2023,
Ooh.
denying Johnson's motion to dismiss misconduct charges. And so far, they've only had a spokesman. The Office of the Attorney General said they can't say much about the case. However, they fully remain prepared to present their case in court and look forward to the opportunity to do so.
Good job.
When
They're not trying the case in court of public
so
opinion.
where is this case? Is this in Fulton or this is in
No,
this
no,
is
no,
in
no.
Savannah?
That's in her jurisdiction, but a lot of
Is that
times you'll
Savannah?
bring in a special
Savannah.
prosecutor.
What
Thought it
is
was
it?
Brunswick. Wasn't it Brunswick?
That's close to Savannah.
Yeah. But they can still bring somebody in because even the judge that tried that case, he's not from there. He's not from down there. So you can pick a special judge. You can pick a special.
they
But
have a
they
cop-
also said something suspicious.
Uh-oh.
As
What was
long
suspicious?
as the case proceeds in orderly fashion, sometimes cases take a month or two. Sometimes they take 10 to 11 years. You
They're just trying to get the people who are impatient down.
really unusual.
Like us.
Yeah. They're trying to get your expectations that you won't keep calling every week going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there?
What happened to don't she have a right to a speedy trial? She don't want
She
one.
would have to file one, but she don't want
She
one.
don't want
She
Take
wanna-
your time.
She wants you to forget about her.
But don't they have a time frame? Like,
No.
is she already indicted?
Once you are indicted,
Indicted.
statute of limitations is out
There's-
the door.
there's
I
no-
just have to indict you within 4 years,
Okay.
6 years, whatever the statute is.
Okay.
But once you are arrested and indicted within that time frame, I can take as long as I want to try you, unless you file a speedy trial demand. And then under those circumstances, yes, then I need to try you within.
Well,
the
we'll
term of
just
court.
let this hold off about 10 years, and then when all the evidence disappears.
No, we're hoping y'all forget about it, and then by the time we clear out, nobody will pay any attention. We'll give her a slap on the wrist and community service, and go home and garden. Don't
Yeah.
come back out here because
Don't
the
come
people
back
will be
again.
coming for you.
Remove your license.
Speaking of remove, they're
Oh,
trying to
we should
remove.
see if her license has been removed.
You know good and well that woman's license is not removed.
Um,
We'll stay tuned. We'll follow up on that.
we definitely.
I think
will.
that's a good
you see how,
follow-up.
you see what I was.
That's a
saying,
good
right?
follow up.
That's a
That's
really
a good follow up. We're going to follow up on that. We're going to follow up to see if the State Bar of Georgia decided that since she was arrested as a prosecutor,
Right.
her license should either be suspended or she should be placed in disciplinary proceedings for her conduct.
Her license should be removed right now.
Well, she gets due process.
She should already been processed. through that. Her process should be over because
She's going to have Trump's
be
defense.
honest, how
I
long
haven't
a-
been convicted yet, so
no,
you
no,
should
no, no,
wait.
No.
Oh.
That's not procedure.
Not wait.
That's not how it
Rush
works.
to judgment.
You don't have
What if
to,
I get a not guilty?
No, but you still were arrested.
But what if I get a not
You
guilty?
still violated the ethics.
You don't think they're gonna say your ethics is not violated until you're convicted? Remember, they said on Donald Trump, if you're not
How many-
impeached,
but can't you?
if you're not impeached,
no,
you can
but
keep.
with the State Board of Georgia. How many
That would be the state bar.
State Bar of Georgia? How many? There's things that you can get your license removed. That's not criminal though.
Correct.
Right.
But if you violate code of conduct, professional rules of
Right.
conduct, you can be suspended.
And Ahmaud
and or
Arbery's case was
disbarred.
what? Before COVID?
I
During
think so.
COVID?
I think it was
So
before
there's been enough time for them to have a
a
hearing.
disciplinary proceeding.
We need to
I
look
agree.
that up.
We're gonna check it. We're gonna fact check it and see what's going on
Because justice needs to be served.
all the time
And twice,
at every table.
no matter what.
Glass tables, wooden tables,
White tables.
metal tables, white tables,
Yeah.
black tables, brown tables.
Tables with tablecloths.
All tables should be served. Speaking of tables,
The
we need
tables
this
have
AP. They have turned on this. Former AP history teacher says that the Alabama teachers are too woke and that he needs them to stop teaching about the massacre.
The Alabama teachers?
Oklahoma, baby.
Oh, I
Oklahoma.
thought you said Alabama.
No, Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
He says this is the school superintendent who was the former AP history teacher. How are you gonna be a former AP history teacher and yelling about not teaching history
Oh, have the tables turned.
when politics get involved, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's an elected official now, and I guess politics has got him speaking
He
differently.
politricking.
He's politricking. He's tricking the people into thinking he believes what he's selling, but he doesn't, because he used to teach that history. And in fact, the history he's asking them not to teach, he was taught.
Is he on record when he was an AP teacher saying this should not be taught?
No, he was not. When he became school superintendent and he wants to be reelected by people who are unwoke, according to him, he's now changed his view and says we shouldn't be teaching it. Because his philosophy,
I'm so
listeners,
sick of them saying woke.
is that
It's
you
just- it's
shouldn't.
annoying.
Yeah, woke is boring. Now.
It's
Woke is boring. Woke,
It's
woke-
like
woke
they take something and then they take something that
and run-
could have been was slightly cool.
could have defined something
right
and just
then add this-
abused
right.
it.
It's like
It's inoculating you. When you hear it now, you be like, okay.
it's another.
It means anything I don't like.
Oh, is that it?
That's what it means.
That's true. The definition has changed.
So it hides the racism, the sexism, the homophobia under one word that
Yeah,
is
that's-
vague enough to hide behind. So no one can
Woke.
really say that you're racist, because I'm glad it's one of the most powerful things that America did put in place. Is when you stick a racism sign on somebody, they hate
They hate
being
that.
called racist.
Don't
They
take out your
hate
race
it.
card, please.
They hate it. So it's a nice little area where you can step into and it be vague enough where it's like, no, I'm not racist. I just don't like the woke stuff. you know?
Right, and what it's saying is I am racist.
But I hide behind woke.
I don't like.
So
it.
don't you wake up.
Right.
Stay
It,
woke.
it only means informed. That's all. Like, stay woke means stay informed.
Yeah.
So whatever you made it into,
Yeah. It's
now
not that.
it's
not
like-
that.
it doesn't mean be down with everything.
It's
It
not
don't
that.
mean that. It just means be informed.
It's kind of like the word terrorist. You remember how they used that until people was like, stop terrorizing me.
Yeah.
It got so basic
Yeah.
that it no longer meant something
Right.
dangerous
Let me tell you,
or.
I told my children are terrorists, and I don't negotiate with them.
like your former president who does not negotiate with terrorists, okay? Yeah, I think
Speaking of that, I heard that Ronald Reagan set up Jimmy Carter. Well, Jimmy Carter had. Did you hear
there's
that?
a Netflix
Yeah.
documentary about
I
that.
didn't watch it. I need to watch it.
It's
but
called
yeah.
Octopus. That's one of the names it's called. I don't know what the other name is. You know how some of them names are so long?
You know, if it was about Trump, it would be called Octopussy.
I think James.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I don't want to wait.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. We're gonna review it.
No,
next time.
you have got
Did you
to
watch it
see
already?
that. I've seen it, and I'm like, that's when my eyes got woke.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Because they set up. They
Oh my
try to
goodness.
make Jimmy Carter seem so weak when he
So
was the
weak.
one who.
So we, I mean, the
negotiated.
allegation is that Ronald Reagan and the
Paid.
government and the FBI and all these people who were in cahoots paid $50 million to keep the hostages held until the election,
Right.
so that he would look weak. And the day, I mean, they did get released after he won.
Well, maybe that's the case law that Trump is going to cite. when he can have his opponents.
The problem is Trump is a broken faucet. Like
He is.
if
He
he
leaks.
if he had that kind of plan, he would already told us.
He leaks a lot.
He would
He
already
really
told
does.
us.
They said when he's not shooting himself in the foot is when he's loading the gun.
Maybe these new attorneys, because they actually
Are new, and you can
Yeah.
smell it.
right.
Breath smells like
No,
Similac.
I mean,
Similac breath.
Mitchell, he got his win in the Supreme Court. So when I'm saying his Well, he probably got different attorneys all over the place.
Well, they quit because they don't get paid.
What I'm saying is,
Do you know how many
you
lawyers?
you don't take a Trump case to get money.
You
a
take it to
Trump
get
case
stupid?
to get
You to look stupid.
It's like
to get
taking it
attention.
was like taking the O.J. Simpson case.
So you take it. No, they worked that case, honey, right all the way.
No. I understand that O.J. Simpson.
You mean the civil
got
lawsuit?
Paid. No,
You talking about Johnny
I'm talking about
Cochran?
the criminal.
Johnny Cochran.
I'm not knocking Johnny.
F. Lee
Just
Bailey.
Listen to the premise.
Kardashian. Those.
Kardashian was not a real lawyer.
That was a dream team, honey.
Kardashian was not a.
He was part
lawyer.
of it.
He was there, but he wasn't. He's not a criminal
He was part
lawyer.
of the dream team. He was.
He
part of it.
had OJ wanted him to
I'm not
be,
gonna take
mention-
his.
No. I'm not taking nothing away from. What I'm saying is that because OJ was this big murderer, right?
Allegedly.
And not allegedly.
And now
he was guilty.
not
He was
guilty.
Not guilty. Because
so
because OJ murdered at the time, right? This beautiful white woman who
it's a blonde bombshell, what they call it.
Right.
Blonde
So it was a toxic case, but the people who took the case knew that this is gonna skyrocket me to the next
they
level.
knew OJ had the money.
That too. But what I'm saying
you
is
take
that,
certain if OJ didn't have the money, then I would say that. Whenever
okay.
there's a case where the person is broke and you got these big high powered attorneys, then I know you are fame. You for the fame. You know the case was gonna blow you to another level.
But
you
that
understand
case
what I'm saying?
did blow Johnny Cochran to the
No,
was
it
he,
did, but
yeah.
it was accidental. Like
Oh,
nobody knew that it was
so
going.
it was a blueprint.
Yes, and after
It was a
that,
blueprint.
everybody was on Court TV. Because remember, Court TV, people were like tuned in.
Yeah.
People were just
So-
glued to the television.
So if that's the standard, now people are like, even if the case win, lose, or draw, I think you might have told me that. Win, lose, or draw, if the case is big enough, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you get notoriety.
all
Oh,
the
yeah,
notoriety.
you're going to get
So
notoriety.
maybe that's why they're, even though they know they're not going to get paid,
They'll
gonna get
take
the
it anyway
notoriety.
because they'll be able to
Yeah.
say, I represented Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I was Donald Trump's attorney.
But
One of many.
Mitchell won his case, so he even if he don't get paid, he won his case in front of the Supreme Court. So.
I wonder what you call a win. But that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
So,
We did get
Mr.
off
Ryan Walters, Oklahoma school superintendent, sir, you whiffle and you waffle. And hopefully you settle down and realize that you need to do what's right for the children, not for your election.
Well, stop pretending like he care.
That's true too.
I would in another like 5 years.
He won't care. We
he's
won't know
gonna
his
be-
name.
He's gonna probably
be
be
gone.
running for governor,
Oh, he probably running for president
and then
because he's doing that buffoonery.
right. He'll be.
But you
running
know
for-
what? No, it sounds like his Republican Party doesn't like him because they're investigating him right now. And they're asking him to produce the evidence. Open records request, sir.
What evidence do they want?
I
from
don't know what they want from him, but I've seen a lot of clips where they're saying, turn it over.
Turn it over.
We've asked you several
He's
times,
taking
sir.
a Trump route where it was like, I am the executive of this office.
I get to keep it.
and I get
And
to
he's
keep
like,
these
I've turned
records."
over more than my predecessors,
Right.
I think.
Anytime you have to go back to your predecessors,
You
do
are
as if
lying
you
and you're
ain't supposed to,
withholding
yeah.
information
like you
because
ain't
you're trying not
supposed
to
to
go
do
to jail. So stay tuned because Ryan Walters might be
In somebody's
prosecuted
jail.
in somebody's
He
jail
gonna be sleep.
in Oklahoma.
He gonna be sleep in somebody's jail.
Speaking of sleeping, Sleepy Joe was woke.
Oh my.
State of the Union and the Republican response.
So we're
Listeners,
not gonna talk about the State of the Union.
that's what we're talking about.
You
Why are
went
you
on
sleeping?
to the Republican response.
No, I said State of the Union and the Republican response.
Okay.
The producers told us what we're talking about. So we're going to talk about the State of the Union first,
Okay.
and then we're going to talk about the Republican response.
What's your
State of the Union,
Mhm.
Sleepy Joe came out swinging, and he did a decent job.
well?
Now, let's stop for a second. If anybody thinks, listeners, that I don't think that he's old, then they're
Decrepit.
crazy.
He looks like the
They're
crypt
crazy.
keeper. You do know
They're
that,
crazy,
right?
okay?
He look-
But let's look at the age difference. Do I want Donald Trump's age running my
Aren't
country?
they? He's older than Donald
No,
Trump.
he is older. But how many years, sweetie?
It doesn't matter.
That's my point. Old is old.
No. It's like, so with the life cycle, it's just like, you start as a baby, you become an adult, and you get old. It's the same concept. So when you're a little baby, You know what I'm saying? You learn so much. You gain so much. If you gain so much in a short period of time, you know what I'm saying? You learn how to walk. You do this. You gain. You get to. You're a sponge. You know that's what they say. You're a sponge in those years, and you can just soak up everything. But
Biden is 4 years older.
by the time
That's my point.
you get old, it's the same concept. And
Let me ask
as
you
you
a
get
question.
1 year older, you lose just as
If
much
your husband is
as you
24
gain.
and you are 20,
You missing
people don't care.
Listen to my.
if your husband is 54
my
and you are
analogy.
50, you are old.
Let
If
me-
your husband is
you're
84
not
and
understanding
you're
my
80,
analogy.
you're both old.
You're not understanding my analogy.
No, I don't.
So my analogy is when you have babies, as the years get, like if your baby is not 1 year old, or let's just say your baby's 1 but 12 months, and a baby at 12 months and a baby at 16 months, which is the same 1 year old, is two different kind of babies. So what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that baby at 80 and 84 is two different kind of old people.
Don't you not know it's exponential?
That's what I'm saying.
Is that what?
The
Ex-
gap closes
ex-
the older you
it's-
get.
No, you decrease as you get older.
No, it's
You increase when you're younger. You decrease when you get older. That's the analogy.
Okay, let me tell you what the increase is. They're both past life expectancy.
and they're both past retirement age, so I don't know what we're talking
They both
about here.
past retirement.
No, okay, so try this again. Let's try this again.
I already told you age is exponential.
When you now
With how
define
fast
that
you
for me.
age is exponential.
Right, you get older quicker, right? What are you talking about? I'm not following you. Say
Okay,
that again.
the younger you are, the faster you change.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, so when you're like but when you're in your old age, when you're in 80,
You don't change much.
No.
So the difference
No,
The
between
difference
80
between
and
80 and
84
84 ain't much.
ain't much.
No. You start losing. You start losing stuff. Like you lose your mind. You lose your. You know what I'm saying? You just lose your function.
Okay, so here's the thing.
your body
I
function.
would
You see what I'm
subscribe to
saying?
that. No, I would subscribe to that.
No.
I would
Actually,
subscribe
do
to
you
that.
see what I'm saying though?
No, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with it. And here's why I disagree with it.
Well,
Because once
explain to the people what I'm saying first, and then.
oh, you want me to whisper?
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're trying to say, hey, when you're younger and you're aging, you're going to be aging faster when you get older. So you're thinking in terms of faculties,
Yes.
because of the difference in age, whether 4 years or not.
You lose
the
more.
faculties that Biden is losing, he's losing them at
A
a faster
faster
rate
rate.
than Donald Trump, because Donald Trump
they both losing
is
them.
younger, but they losing them.
They both
Okay, that's the point. My
Okay.
point
It's
is
a neck to
this.
neck race at this
Let
point.
me tell-
It's a neck to neck
Yeah,
race.
I was just really trying to get the analogy
It's a race.
over.
It's
It
a
didn't
race
have
to
be
see who's going to
right.
die in office first.
Who gonna die? Right, they both gonna die in office. That's true.
It's
But
a race to see who can
yeah.
die here.
I had a client who said that I don't even think
I'm
he gonna
racing to
make it
die in
through
office.
the race.
That's what I'm
He
doing.
he does not like Trump. He said I don't even think he gonna make it.
I mean, he lives off McDonald's cheeseburgers and Big Macs.
He said he'll have a
and
heart attack before he get inaugurated.
KFC.
McDonald's is giving him the healthy version. Thank you.
I doubt that.
His
They
fries,
probably like
his
let's hurry up and get
fries
him outta
were
here.
in canola, sunflower oil.
Let's hurry up and get him out of here.
All right, so the State of the Union listeners, I still think they're both old. I think he did a decent job. I think people think Biden did a better job than he did. He had some good punchlines. He really did. And he came across better. He didn't have any blunders. And I think he got the message across. So his biggest
Oh my
punchline for me,
gosh.
look, his biggest punchline for me was when he said, people are saying I'm old. And he said, can you tell I've been around a long time? That was funny. Then he says, it's not how old you are. It's how old your ideas are. Cha-ching. Their ideas are very old. He was able to list their
He
ideas.
was back.
Going back,
He was back.
you
Joe
can't even-
Biden was in the Congress when there was segregation.
No, when he had to stay in the elevator because he was too young. He said, first they said I was too young. They wouldn't let me in on the House floor. And then, you didn't know that? He was too young when he first got there. He was so
he's the
young they wouldn't let him
youngest-
in.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
they
the
wouldn't let him in.
youngest person.
And he said, now they tell me I'm too old. I can't get let in.
But that's the point. And he was for segregation.
I think
how old
the
Joe
best
Biden
I think the
is.
best thing that they did was a call response. Now that was wicked. Where you ask a rhetorical question and then
Answer
they
back.
answer back like, y'all want me to decrease the tax rate for the richest people in the world? They're like, oh no. You know, the call
Yeah.
response.
That's-
That's
That's
hey,
a
I
good
would,
one.
I would steal that.
That's good.
I would steal
That
that.
is good. That is good.
Because it makes you look stupid.
You
if
do look stupid because now you're saying no to the things that I'm.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because that's what he did. He did.
Yes,
He said,
Yeah.
And they said no.
Of course
You
they have
had
to
to
say
say
no.
no.
What you gonna say? Y'all want me to take away Medicare from the old people? No.
The Republicans said no too.
They have to say. What are they gonna say? Yes. How you gonna say yes? You didn't see Donald Trump's blunder this week when he came out talking about cuts for Medicare and Biden pounced and said, "Oh, not on my watch. I will not cut your Medicare, people." You know them elderly
he can't
people
cut
are
the
like,
Medicare because he own it.
"That's my point." And Trump is talking about cutting it like he's not gonna get on it.
He own it too. I'm
Well, he
cutting-
don't want you to know he's on it
Oh.
because he's wealthy. Remember, he knows the art of
it's
the
not
deal.
about wealthy. He says he's healthy. You don't need
healthy
it.
and wealthy. Art of the deal, art of the steal.
Oh goodness.
Okay. All right. So I think he did a decent job. I don't think he did.
Well,
you know,
the
he had
little
some good
clips that I
punchlines.
saw, it sounded like it was that song that you only know certain parts, and he was like, "Great, cut your taxes." He was going hard on like little parts.
No,
but again,
the comedian that did
he
the best
cut it.
job of him was the one that said, he sounded like he was screaming. He came out screaming, "Who want to fight? You want to fight me?
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, so he was fiery because they were like, he's not fiery enough, and it's like, man, he did a good job though because he said I was the president, I was the vice president when there was a first black president, and everybody was cheering, and then he said, and now I'm the president when there's the first black female vice president.
The jury's
So,
still out on that one.
He's still making history. A lot of it.
The jury's
he's
still out
saying,
on that
look,
one.
look who I selected. I didn't have to. Okay? I could have picked a
I thought
blonde
you was
bombshell.
Indian Jamaican.
Oh, you want to? Kind of like you.
I'm from Detroit.
What?
I love
What?
Jamaicans.
Are you Coolie Babu? Is that what you are?
There you
Okay.
go. I see you.
Insider.
I see you. I see you.
You shouldn't have mentioned it.
No, don't make me say the other
Hey,
part.
you shouldn't have mentioned it.
Don't make me-
All right, listeners, let's get to the response. Okay, so what you think about the response? First of all, they chose a young white female and set her in a kitchen, just where Republican men want her to be, in a kitchen, okay? And what was she making? Reservations, because she wasn't making dinner. That kitchen
She
was
wasn't
too
making
clean.
sense either.
Hey, she was no dinner, no sense.
The blood of our patriots
That's
was
exactly.
spilled.
They want you to not listen. But hear me now. This kitchen is clean because I can't cook. And I order food. Can you tell?
You know, the Republicans.
Joe Biden.
The Republicans would do better if they found them a black woman.
You think so? Where would they find that?
I don't know. There's someone out there.
What black woman do you know is going to make a buffoonery of herself in a kitchen?
The last black
Look, they
woman
had to take
Republican-
Aunt Jemima off the ketchup, off the
last-
syrup.
I mean, Candace Owens would love to take up that
I
spot.
They
like-
could use her.
They could definitely. use
Ooh, I
Candace.
wonder why they haven't reached out to her.
Look,
She looks
it's
like
coming.
she's available.
It's coming.
Ah,
It's coming.
racism is very powerful.
No, but what's gonna happen? Let me tell y'all.
They said don't take a joke too far. Now.
what's gonna happen is
She can come on Fox.
when they see how much of the black male vote that Trump gets, they're going to have to do something different.
Oh wait, pause. You think the Republican response to the State of the Union should have come from Candace because Candace would help black men vote?
No, that's not
for
what
Trump?
I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when they see the numbers of how many black men voters that they get, they're gonna say, "Oh, we got these black men."
So what they don't need a
I
woman
haven't-
then. They
I
need a
haven't-
man.
No.
They need a
Because-
man to do the
No,
State
no,
of the
no,
Union.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. they would say, oh, we got an entry into the black community because the black man is coming. Now we need to figure out how we can get the black woman.
It won't be many black men, because let me tell you what they've
It's a
done
lot
with
of black
them.
men.
They've criminalized them. They've felonized them, and they can't vote.
Let me-
The last
let me tell
thing
you
a
something.
Republican is looking for
Let me
is
tell
a
you
black
something.
man's vote,
I
because
know-
they're this many.
I'm about to put you up on something.
Put me up, because I'm going to
I
fact
was
check
on
you.
I was on this. You can fact check this. I was on this this app and Twitter, Black Twitter, and
Mhm.
there was this guy who had a campaign going, and it was called. You ready for it?
No.
Niggas for Trump.
Whoa. Trump would love that.
and
Trump would love
And,
that. He would say that on a stage.
and he had. I was in the room with them, and everybody in the room. It's a FBA group.
So they're all men.
huh?
They're all men.
No, there was women too.
Oh, okay.
The women was talking. There was this one woman who seemed to be very educated on her talking points. That was talking about how California has been just decimated by the Democratic Party, and how she was on the committee for California to get reparations, and they were fighting for the reparations, and Gavin Newsom was like, oh, y'all can have it, but it's not going to be in cash or something like that.
I say it's in tax free, like we
I
spoke
think,
about last episode.
I think to have cash reparations will just cause inflation and will just not benefit us.
Let's not do cash. Let's do
It
taxes.
should be not taxes.
Don't
it should
take
be in
the
land.
money.
It should be in land.
Give it back is what you're saying,
should
because
be
you
in
can trace
land.
it.
It should be in
You can
land.
trace the
It
ownership.
should be,
Give
the
it back.
equity should
Give
be
it
in wealth.
back.
But what I'm saying is that it was a big room, a big
So
following.
how many people you think?
It's for when I say a big room, it was probably about 500 people. But for all of these people,
So you're saying 500 is a large number.
right to be on the Twitter.
It's
page.
the last 500 black men that's free. No, I'm just kidding.
No, these were women too. There were women too. I'm just saying it's just
It's
like,
the last
I just-
500.
I just think that there's a disconnect between the Democrat. There's gonna be hardcore Democratic voters no matter what it is. Just like there's hardcore.
I don't think necessarily there's. I wouldn't even call them. Well, I guess they are. I could concede that.
Yeah.
I could concede that,
Like-
because there's people on both parties
Yeah.
that's gonna vote for their party.
Party
Period.
regardless,
They don't
right.
care what's happening.
But
So
what I'm
what I've
saying is
noticed,
that
I might interrupt you for a minute. What I noticed is people that don't want, like black men that don't want to vote for Biden,
yeah.
aren't going towards Trump.
They just not gonna vote.
They're not voting. What I mostly hear in the black community from black men that don't like Biden, they don't want to go with Trump either. They're just saying, I'm just gonna not vote in this.
Yeah.
Lesser of
So
two evil.
I heard she made the lesser of two evil argument. She said, all this time we've been voting the lesser of two evils. Stop riding on your couch. Right now they're saying that Trump is the lesser of two evils because of the immigration and how everybody is coming in all these like it's.
You know what's funny?
crazy.
The person who's saying that probably is an immigrant.
It's possible. But all I'm saying is that there's a niche. There is a niche in the community.
Well, the problem
that-
you have is
you
that
just
we
not-
live in
you
a
just-
society.
did my
You
sentence
live in a
start before your
society
middle, your
now
sentence begin?
that people are one-hit wonders. They got one issue they care about, and they don't think about the consequences of
you have to
nothing
have
else.
to understand that when you've been voting the same way over and over and over and over again for everybody else's issues and been caring about everybody, and if not caring about every other of the issues, been hoping that someone will care about your other issues for a party who is just, it's just very like, it covers everything. So whoever has the most money, the best lobbyists, the best this, the best that, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So
That's on both sides,
I understand that, but
because that's what
I think you're not.
that's what the money
All I'm
does.
saying is this: just like you're not really thinking this is an issue, I feel like this is gonna be an issue. It's gonna be like how Mario said that they're just not gonna vote for Biden. It's to a place that if you say that you're gonna vote for Trump and you're not black, you get ridiculed, and then you are black, you're gonna get ridiculed.
So you think they're
If you're
hiding?
not- yeah, if you're not,
They're
black,
secretly voting
They're
for
secretly
it.
gonna vote for him.
Okay.
And if you're not black, you're gonna get ridiculed. But you're just like, what you
It's
expect?
not uncommon.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but people of color are easily bamboozled. And
I know we've been bamboozled by the Democratic Party
but
for a long
that's
time.
the issue though, is they struggle with understanding who's really in their corner.
Right.
And I think part of that is the educational system. I think part of that is
I think
lack
it's just
of
the care. It's the caring nature. It's the caring nature of our community. Like, we are very optimistic people.
well, we
I
had
think
to
we
be.
are-
I mean,
right.
we had to
We're
have
all
hope
about
to get out
hope.
of
We're all-
slavery.
right. We're all about positivity. We're all about, and so what you said is accurate. That's how we were able to be infiltrated in our own country in places where you don't have access, or you are able to convince another tribe to sell you off into slavery.
Right.
Because we are, the way we're set up, we're not vicious people.
Not only that, we weren't part of the infrastructure or the designing of the infrastructure. And when I say that, I'm not talking about your bridges and your roadways. I'm talking
the
about
Constitution.
I'm talking about the laws. I'm talking about rights. I'm talking
I got
about
my Constitution.
oh, you about to tear it up?
I got my Constitution.
And you
close
gonna
to
tear it
my
up?
heart.
You're gonna tear it up.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
So-
Because if you didn't design a system that enslaved you
Is
cannot
right.
free you.
It cannot free
And
you.
the same system that enslaved people of color in the United States is the same system that's in place right now, just relabeled. For example, the police,
Right.
slave catchers,
Catchers.
became law enforcement.
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you expect them to do? Catch
Yeah.
slaves. So when your son is driving a nice car, don't be shocked if they pull him over because
Yeah.
he's driving a nice car,
Yeah.
because he's going to catch that slave, because that slave has to be doing something. I also think that, and this is just my personal view based on my assessment of what I've seen, based on my education in this country and based on my relationships with people of all races, all colors, from all different countries, is that the mindset, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you lack that identity, like, who am I? You understand what I'm saying? And I've seen that cause people to waffle. And what I mean by that is, to explain to the listeners, is somebody who says we were called colored at one time, and then we were called Negro, and then we were called black.
Yeah.
And then we were called African American. And we're still looking for labels, even today, 2024, that we think are appropriate to define.
Because we're not we're not to the country, instead of just being American. You know what
right.
I'm
They've
saying?
divided you by saying
Right.
African American, Chinese American, Asian American, this American, but that's part of the design, to
Yeah.
me, to keep people divided instead of people uniting. So
Yeah.
if I think we have more differences and somebody focuses on our differences, we wouldn't get along.
But keep this in mind, though. The thing is that when you go in Jamaica, you don't have Chinese Jamaican. Do you have Chinese?
Yeah, you have Chinese Jamaican, you have white Jamaicans.
I know, but do y'all call each other that?
No,
or it's
we're just
Jamaican?
known as Jamaicans.
Right, but that's
now don't get me wrong. There is still colorism. You understand? And
I know. I was watching something on TikTok, and this guy was bleaching his skin.
trust me, there's colorism. There's color prejudice, is what we call it. So you the light skin versus the dark skin, or the white Jamaican versus
crazy.
yeah.
And
But
he
unfortunately,
went through this whole. I should have sent it to you.
no,
He went-
it's happened. Matter of fact, there was a
That's
time where they
crazy.
were doing babies. They were bleaching babies. It
Are
was
you
that
serious?
psychotic.
It's-
It was that psychotic.
It's like, sign me up for cancer.
No, sign me up for death, because I'm gonna kill this
He
baby.
said, I can't even. He was like, I can't go out. Like, he was still happy. He loved his complexion, and there
Right.
was people in the comments like, "Oh, it's smooth," and
Because it's psychological
crazy.
warfare for you to think you're less than, because you've always been told that you're less
you
than.
know, I can say that I don't know. Let's just say this: there's a lot of things that are going on in the black community that is just terrible.
It is.
I think the only one that is
Look, I
not
think I'm gonna drink on that, not
Right.
to that.
I think the only one that is not a big factor is we have colorism. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but no one's bleaching their skin
Which is good.
Which is
good.
like-
not that I know of.
that I know of. It's not a thing.
Or with anything that's not safe, like a product that's not designed.
Right,
So you
if-
have some people
if
like
it's-
spot
right,
treating.
If it's just to blend,
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah,
but
people are
not
spot
to just change.
But I
not
just
to
want my
change.
whole color to be
Like,
different.
and are you doing your whole body? And are you doing in the like?
That's crazy.
That's
Psycho.
crazy.
But yes, the Republican response was crazy. That part.
But I think one of the things that the black community is chasing is an identity sometimes.
Yeah, there's an identity
that
crisis.
makes a lot of
And
sense because you have
the
different tribes who come over here.
Not even
and-
that. I think the identity was stripped from a lot of people. I think the only people that kind of escaped it were the ones that were able to have a majority over their population, like the Caribbean and
Yeah.
some of the islands
I agree
somewhere.
with that.
They had a higher majority of the people there
Mhm.
to be able to say, no, this is our culture. We're not leaving this behind.
Yeah.
And
I agree with
it was
that.
harder to strip that away from the people.
When you don't have the majority.
And when you have a chase for an identity, you have nefarious
Well-
people like grifters that
Yeah.
will come and take advantage of that need to
if they
find
can make
And
money off
to
of
add
it.
to that, they didn't strip y'all of your identity. You
No.
know what I'm saying?
No.
You weren't beat to say your name is Toby.
I mean, it was
didn't-
they were like
I mean,
Yeah, but
it
I
wasn't to the extent.
no, the islands they
And then
would
the
they
island
would
is not that big to take your mama and go take her to
far away.
far away.
She's not in Missouri
Yeah.
or Oklahoma,
While you
and
in
you're in
Florida.
South Georgia.
because
Right, you
the
know what I'm
islands were
saying?
considered as a punishment for unruly slaves in America.
Right. So that's why they dropped them off.
They
and
would
that's
be
why
like-
they are really unruly too.
They would
But-
say
They're
that
hard to
we will send
control.
you to Jamaica or we'll send you to Haiti or we'll
Yeah,
send you
we
to,
sent you to the islands.
We'll send
and
you to
that's
the
why
islands
the rumor and the stories
to
are
pick
like
sugarcane.
those are the bad ones. Don't you don't fool with them. We had to drop them off. Pit stop.
I just, the identity was stripped, even not only from the native culture from when you came from the west coast of Africa, it's stripped from just your parents.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying?
But another thing too is that you find that even the abolishment of slavery occurred sooner in those foreign countries than they did in the United
Right.
States. So
Right.
in the 60s, when Martin Luther King is still marching and, about a white water fountain versus a black water fountain, other
Like,
countries were already.
and I'm not even trying. Did you hear that Martin Luther King was dating white women?
Is
Did you
that the
hear
new? Is that the new rumor now? Is that
we
the new
got to
rumor
look it
now?
up. But anyway,
Trust me, I wouldn't believe that because they would off with his
Anyway,
head.
well, no,
Off
what
with his head.
happened
They
was-
went off with his head anyway. So
So here's the thing. It's just now sitting back and thinking about it. It's like I don't really need to drink at your water fountains. I
no,
don't.
the
It's like-
thing.
it's
What
a-
you're saying is, I don't want to die, but I don't want to die to belong.
right.
I don't want to be mistreated to belong. That's what
Right.
you're saying. You're
Right.
saying I've come to a place where I realize that if I'm never going to be treated equally, I can separate.
I'm okay with that.
I can separate. Like, let's just go back to where things were,
But the
and we'll
only
just build
issue
ours.
is
You build
that
yours.
When you go high enough, you have to integrate.
No, well, I'm not saying that you can't interact. I'm not
No,
saying
not
there's no
interact. You
interaction. And
have
I'm
to.
saying like you still do business within other communities. I'm saying you can still do that, but I don't have to patronize your restaurants or
Right.
your stores or your this or even your banks. We can generate our own money, but if we have to exchange goods, we can exchange.
Yeah,
but
but
the
you have to
issue
remember-
was when you did that, you know if they did to that?
They burnt it down.
They
I
burnt it to
understand
the
that.
ground.
They burnt your
I
finances.
understand. Tulsa, which the AP
Yeah.
history teacher doesn't want
No,
to
but
teach.
I mean, don't go to Tulsa. Let's come to 2020. You remember there's a black female story that we did where she's giving funding to small black businesses, and she's been sued that it's discriminatory
It's
for
so
her.
crazy.
Can't get a loan at the bank, but don't loan your people money. I just don't even understand how that lawsuit even. It should be
So
criminal.
what about scholarship money? So you can't even do that now?
She is saying.
No, but what I'm saying is,
I don't know. Somebody
there are
might-
scholarships for African
Somebody
American
That
might
could be-
file a
women.
lawsuit.
that could
and
be
say,
up for grabs.
That's
Yeah.
next.
Yeah.
That's next. So
they could say that's unfair.
it's okay.
This is where you just give out the qualifications and then like have them do something that only a certain group of people can do. Make up a dance routine where you have to be on beat.
hey, don't stop them. If there's enough money out there, you
They
be
will learn
surprised.
it. They will
No,
learn
I
it.
don't mean they don't have the rhythm.
They
and
will
so-
learn it.
No, but it's not just that. It's like 10 things. You have
Yeah,
to be
you
able
gonna
to
have a
cook
lot.
this. You have to
You
do
gotta
this,
cook
that.
chitlins.
You gotta do this.
You gotta dance on beat.
You gotta do right. It's like
They,
10,000
they're already
things.
gonna hack your system.
You gotta be able to cook some jerk chicken.
Right. It's like 10,000 things you have to do.
Because guess what? They're gonna ask for. Hey, can you give me the secret for a little money? You know.
That is true. Some of us would just griff right on over
sure.
and give them the recipe.
I know. That's because
Just not loyal.
That's
Not
because,
loyal.
you know. But at the
Ugh.
end, Martin Luther King said he done walked us into a burning house, and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King end up switching
Roles.
Yeah, but it's a little too late.
I wouldn't
of
say
switching-
not switching roles.
They didn't switch roles?
Yes,
Oh
he
no,
did.
I don't think necessarily. I think they saw each
Malcolm
other's
X
values.
Oh,
Malcolm
they
X.
saw each other's.
No. Malcolm
Ideas
X.
and
Malcolm X
views.
been started to become more inclusive, where
because he saw the radical side of
Did I
what
say
could
Martin
happen.
X?
No,
Yeah.
Malcolm X saw the radical side of what happens.
and then Martin started to realize like, I done walked my people into this burning house.
Yeah, we shall overcome. Ain't working.
It ain't working.
it's a part
Because
of
it
being
becomes it's the economic issue. Now you walked us into a consumerism a classism. So it went from
And we're the
segregation
consuming class.
right. It went from segregation to class to a caste system.
So bill and finance is off our back.
Yeah.
Empires.
Yeah, and that's what he saw. And then when he started seeing the
It's too
economic
late.
factor, it was too late. It's too late.
Too
We gave these
late.
niggas what they wanted.
So let's talk about giving them what they want. Mr. Kellogg's, the CEO, Mr. Gary Pilnick. Am I saying that right, producer?
yeah, Pilnick.
Mr. Pilnick said, if you're poor and you
Did
need
he say
food.
if you're poor? Are you quoting him verbatim?
Okay, I'm paraphrasing, listeners. If you're poor and you need food, eat cereal.
Did he mention the economic status of
He says that it's way more economical to eat cereal as your nutritional value. And Apple Jacks is going to be your fruit. And you can have Lucky Charms because those are good for you. First of all, cereal is not good for you. It's nothing but sugar. So for him to have come out and say cereal for dinner is cheaper
I think it's racist.
and nutritious,
I think it's racist.
you think he was talking to the poor people?
I think
If he's that wealthy, I wonder if he eats cereal for dinner.
this is why I say it's racist. The diabetes
It's
in the
rampant.
black community is rampant.
Okay.
So we're
So I'm gonna go off on a sidebar. Hopefully my friend is watching. There's a diabetes commercial, and she is so pissed off about that diabetes commercial because there's a fat white lady dancing in it. I got type 1 diabetes and I manage it well. And she's singing.
She had type 1?
Ozempic. I
Type
think.
2. Yeah. It's
Wait,
an
type 2
it's-
and you manage it well and you fat?
No, it's correct. She's fat and she's singing and dancing in the commercial. And I have a dear friend that I love so much that hates that commercial because she said that commercial sending the wrong message that people with diabetes, it's just fun. You're just going to take this medication and life is going to be good and you don't have to eat right because this is how you fix it.
Right. And that's type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle change.
Ma'am, you losing limbs. There are family members that are losing
when
toes,
no.
legs.
Even before that, what I meant is like you can change your lifestyle and you can come off of diabetes too.
If you're on 2, if
you're on
you got
two.
type 2,
If you type 2.
your diet
you
can manage
dancing-
your food.
As a tubby wubby is not helpful.
At least it wasn't a Teletubby.
Tubby wubby. I was trying to figure out how to say it. Like I remember
That was
when-
supposed to be a Teletubby.
I remember when my husband had type 2, like he didn't have type 2, but he
He was
had
borderline.
he was like, yeah. He was on the cusp.
Yeah.
And he had to change his diet, and he's been good since.
Lose weight.
And now it's just a matter of
Eating
you
right,
know,
maintaining.
Eating right and maintaining.
Yeah.
So it's like my dad, he has like, it's like, stop. If you stop trying to eat the cake, Annie Mae, you might be able to overcome this.
Look, Annie Mae, the second cake is so good.
I'm gonna have a conversation with him. Like, you do
man
understand that if
said
you
cake
keep
is so
eating like this, you're gonna lose your limbs, which also means that somebody's gonna have to take care of you.
Yes.
So why don't you not be a burden?
And not eat that burden.
Right.
But what the CEO is trying to
give
do,
him the cake.
He was trying to tell people
he's
to eat
trying
cereal
he's
for
trying to
dinner.
tell people to eat cereal for dinner because he's trying to branch out on the market because it's Kellogg's.
I mean, you don't have to tell black folks to eat cereal for dinner. When you don't feel like making no food, just go eat some cereal.
Don't eat no cereal for dinner. That's all sugar.
So
you don't need all
they've
that
been
sugar.
pushing out commercials with Tony the Tiger saying cereal for dinner.
They're late. Y'all can have that. They're late.
Yeah, so they're advertising cereal for dinner because they're trying to boost their sales, and that's why they've also increased the prices of the cereal. So it's like he lied to you.
How
'cause it's-
could you say it's more economical when you're raising the price for a box of cereal almost $5?
It's $6 actually.
It's now $6.
It's $6.
Oh
'cause they
my
give you this
word! I
big-
can't.
It's not the
dumb
big one.
box.
That's not
The
the
6
dumb.
is the jumbo.
No, 6 is the
No
small
way.
box.
Oh,
No
wow.
way. I have not bought cereal.
Maybe
so
people
I
are not
don't know.
buying cereal anymore.
Yeah, because the shelves are still full of cereal.
It is.
They are full.
They've increased the prices so high that nobody wants to buy it.
First of all, it's not good for you. Second of all, it's too expensive. So, Mr. Pilnick, how about you
Cereal-
eat your cereal?
Cereal is like eating candy in the morning.
Of course it is. Shut up. You might as well have some Skittles
You know what I like?
and pour some milk on.
Skittles and milk. Skittles and milk. You know what I like?
I mean, that's Fruit Loops, right?
I know, right?
That's
what I
what
like?
this hole's missing. That's what,
Yeah, that's it.
I
Skittles
like a
and
good
milk.
old malto meal.
Who?
It's called malto meal.
What is that?
Cream of wheat. Have you ever had cream of wheat? So cream of wheat and malto meal is like it's a smoother version of grits, and you put like butter, sugar, cinnamon in it.
she's just
and
talking about porridge.
That's probably what it
Okay.
is. It probably is.
All
porridge.
right.
She's just
Well, be careful with the sugar, okay?
yeah.
Yeah.
The porridge
I
is still
don't-
just
I
as
haven't-
While
sweet.
you,
I don't
Annie
really
Mae.
get quite as kept. I don't even eat breakfast. When I got pregnant, I had so much weight, so much water weight, and they said I had to take the glucose test. I was like a few points away from possibly having
Gestational diabetes.
gestational diabetes.
Not fun.
Because if you do get gestational diabetes, then they say
Sometimes you don't get rid of it.
yeah, they say
And
it's
if you
more
get rid
likely
of
for
it,
you
it'll
to-
come back.
Yeah, it's more like most.
It comes
most
back as
likely.
type 2.
But no,
You
it's,
shut it down.
it's not even that I ate differently. It was just
Sometimes your body just
my,
reacts differently.
yeah, my body just didn't process it as great as it used to.
So, Mr.
And then
Kellogg.
it make you want to drink that drink is the
Oh, it's horrible.
nasty.
It is horrible.
It's like
you have a
high
1
C.
hour glucose or a 3 hour glucose. Just be glad it wasn't a 3 hour.
I think I took the first one, and because
Oh, you had to take the
I
second
had to
one.
take the second one,
So you had both.
I had both.
They're
But
nasty.
When I took the second one,
Those
I was
drinks
cool.
are like the sweetest soda you've ever had
It's
in
like
your
high
life.
C orange.
Ugh.
McDonald's with no ice.
The Sprite one too. The Sprite one is.
The Sprite one wasn't as bad.
They're all bad. They nasty. Listeners, that is the episode. Don't eat
Oh,
no
we done?
cereal for dinner
We done?
because Mr. Kellogg just
I
wants
have to
you
think about that too.
to get high blood sugar.
That's true.
Think about what? The
You know what
cereal?
else gives you
Diabetes.
high cholesterol?
We're talking about high sugar.
Crustaceans.
How you get to cholesterol? We're
Don't
talking
be
about.
giving my husband no more.
We're talking
crustaceans.
about that. You have a husband? You were married? I did not know that.
Do you know what
So
your
let me
husband
close.
is?
Let me do this incredible and just close the show. Look, the producer's getting sleepy because the bell getting soft. It's like it's not even ringing. Listeners, you gotta stay tuned to check us out every week on Spotify,
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts,
Apple,
and Google Podcasts. Don't forget to look for our videos every Wednesday on YouTube, where we push them real good. And ladies and gentlemen, you have a good night from this live
Yes.
episode of Diva
Did we get any
Court.
comments?
Could you stop trying to answer comments while I'm closing the show?
Okay, go ahead.
You got a comment?
I mean, it's like unrelated. Y'all move
Go
so
ahead.
fast.
Yeah,
past
just
that
tell us. We
topic.
got the people want to know.
You want
What's
to
the
know?
comment?
It's about your Alabama statements about how creepy she was, and talking about a rape story that had nothing to do with.
Oh yeah, she was talking about.
No,
rape.
but she had a wrong story too. We never talked about that.
We didn't.
She had a wrong story, the wrong
Well,
president.
Ma'am, we're closing out this show.
Oh, okay. Let's close the show. It's all wrong. Stay in the kitchen because in order you'll
That girl be cooking and cleaning and
cook it,
cleaning and
cooking.
cooking.
That girl was
She
making.
be constantly dishing.
That girl was making reservations. So, as we say here on Diva Court when we close the show, we'll drink to that.
I was making sure it didn't spill. It already spilled twice.
I
Three
see.
times actually.
I see.
So I had
We got to drink to that.